What a crazy last week it has been for GTA 6 and Rockstar. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just want to sit and talk about and kind of round up all the most recent news about GTA 6 that we've heard about within the last week. We've had a lot of news drop about the game, and also I want to sit and talk about Rockstar just in general, because there's a lot of things that I do want to talk about when it comes to Rockstar, because I think they're just a very interesting developer with how they are going about doing game development and all the different things that go with that. So without further ado, let's dive in. So let's talk about the elephant in the room first, which is obviously GTA 6. We have now seen trailer 2 for this game. They dropped it, and man, everyone's just taking all these deep dives into the trailer, because for a 2-minute trailer there is a whole lot to unpack and a whole lot that you can dive into and see Easter eggs, but you can also just see how much detail and care that they are putting in this game when it comes to things like the graphics, the details. You see the beer sloshing around, you see all these reflections and stuff like that. I'm not really a big, dive in and look at the nitty-gritty details on the graphics guy, but anybody can tell that, man, this game looks good. And right after the trailer dropped, we saw that this was captured on a base PS5, and it was also pretty much a 50-50 split, or at least around about a 50-50 split of gameplay and cutscenes, when a lot of people, at least I thought, this was mostly cutscenes, or at least just kind of cinematic gameplay. I'm not really sure, but not like actual gameplay. So I have no idea what to expect from GTA 6 in terms of gameplay. Is this game going to follow the same combat that we've seen from Red Dead 2 and GTA 5? Those have had similar, cover-based, kind of very simple, not really all that great combat systems. They get the job done. I'm hoping they maybe switch it up, but we'll see. Otherwise, Vice City as a setting looks very, very good. Miami is going to be so much fun to explore and just live in this world, in this city. I think is going to be very exciting. And also the characters, they introduced a lot more characters in this trailer than they did with the first trailer. We just mainly saw Lucia and Jason in the first trailer. We got a lot more of them in the second trailer, but we also saw a lot of these side characters that we're going to get to meet and talk with, probably get missions from, the whole GTA spiel and the way that these games go. But all these characters look interesting. They put up a little blog post on their website showing off, backstories, or at least giving you a little bit of information on all of these characters, and they're doing it different. I am very excited, as everyone else is, for this game. Also, we'll talk about the sort of bad news that we got right before the trailer dropped, because the trailer dropped definitely because we got the news that this game was going to be delayed until May 26th, 2026. It was supposed to drop this year, and it seemed like at least investors and people higher up in the company thought, hey, we're going to be able to hit this fall 2025 date, but it was announced that we were going to get this game May 26th of next year. And I'm honestly, a lot of people are upset by this because they just want the game in our hands, but at the same time, take as much time as you need. I think it's telling that they're willing to push this game back, when they could definitely drop this game whenever they want and still make so much money it's not even funny. But the fact that they are pushing this game back, they want this game to be done and ready by launch. At least that's what our hope is, that their mindset is, because we don't want a repeat of, let's say, a Cyberpunk type of launch or any kind of broken launches that we've had in the past. We want a polished game. Red Dead 2 was really polished at launch. We want that kind of polish at launch, and take as much time as you need. I'm all for the delay, because there's also just so many games coming out. So take the time you need. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this game get delayed into 2020, like late 2026, That's always how they usually do it. They'll usually delay their games twice. And I feel like May for a GTA game is just kind of weird. September, October feels more Rockstar date, but we'll see. Hopefully it drops May, but if they end up pushing it back again, I'm all for it. Take all the time you need, but very excited about GTA 6. Now, kind of moving away from talking about GTA 6, I just want to talk about Rockstar because there's a lot of things that I can say and talk about. I got a lot of thoughts about just how they are doing things differently from other developers. It's crazy to me. Whenever the GTA 6 trailer dropped, both trailers really, they just kind of dropped randomly, especially the second trailer because we had no idea that was coming. They just drop it. They don't give it to someone else like a Jeff Keighley to do at a Summer Game Fest or an E3 type event that would generate so much hype around GTA 6, even though the hype is already at the max. I don't think it can get any more hype. But I guess they just know that, and the fact that they can just drop a trailer just on a random Tuesday is just crazy to me because no other developer is doing that. We might see probably not actually. I was going to say we might see a Valve do that with a Half-Life 3. There's a lot of rumors going around about that, but no, they're probably going to give that to somebody to show off at an event. But Rockstar is just able to drop a trailer on a random Tuesday, and I feel like they've always been like that. We used to see, and I'll talk about that kind of in a second, a lot more output from Rockstar, as we know, back in the 2000s, early 2010s. But more recently, it's, in the last 12 years, we've gotten GTA 5 back in 2013 and Red Dead 2 in 2018. That's pretty much it. I mean, granted, those games have just shaken up the gaming industry with how big they are, world-wise, open worlds, details, environments. I mean, everything you can talk about with a game. These games are just the cream of the crop, top of the tier. Everyone kind of looks to get to that standard. They kind of set a standard, a very high standard, when they release their games, and that's why no one wants to release around them. And the fact that they take so much time, which is why I'm okay with how long GTA 6 has taken. Everyone's kind of upset, like, wow, this is taking so long. It should not take this long. They are putting so much time and effort and money into this game, and we've seen in the past with Red Dead 2 and with a GTA 5 that it's going to be worth it. And if it's not, and they somehow maybe botch up the launch, then they know that reputation-wise, it's going down the drain. They're still going to make a lot of money. They're still going to make just as much money as they would if the game was polished, because people are just going to buy this game. But if a GTA 6 is a bad game, then the hit that does to your reputation is far more than any other company. Any other company. We saw that with Cyberpunk, how bad that was. It wouldn't even hold a candle to a GTA 6. So they know they need to knock this out of the park. They need to take as much time as they need, and they've always done that. And even with the more recent things that they've done, kind of with the GTA trilogy and how they handled that, did not handle that well at all. How they've been handling GTA Online with just how kind of, anti-consumer with the GTA Vinewood Club and GTA Plus and all of that. And the updates really not being all that crazy. But when we're talking about main Rockstar games, they haven't missed. At least to me, they haven't missed. I feel like to a lot of people, they haven't missed. So I have no reason to doubt that they're going to be able to deliver GTA 6 just based on their track record and how they handle their games and how they're developed. Last thing I want to talk about is I just want to sit and talk about some games, because Rockstar has a lot of games, and a lot of games I haven't gotten to that I really want to, especially before GTA 6 comes out. So like I kind of briefly mentioned just a second ago, They put out a lot of games. They had a really wild output back in the 2000s and early 2010s. We saw how crazy they were getting with the early GTAs. We saw GTA 3 come out, and then like a year later, we saw Vice City, and then 2 years later, San Andreas. GTA 4 was in 2008. But then you also have games like a Red Dead that came out in 2010, LA Noire in 2011, Bully was like 2005, 2006, Midnight Club. They have so many IP that, first of all, I just want to get to. I've played Bully. I haven't finished it. I really want to at some point. I have finished Red Dead. I love Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. GTA is kind of a weird spot because I've tried and played a little bit of all the GTA games, but I've only ever finished 5. I never finished 4. I really want to before 6 comes out. Same with San Andreas. I don't think I've ever played 3 or Vice City. And also LA Noire I played a good bit of but never finished. Midnight Club, same thing. It's a lot of games from Rockstar that are on my backlog that I really want to try and get around to. But then you also have their kind of more hidden games like a Max Payne 3. Sometimes I even forget that that was a Rockstar game, and they helped with Remedy making Max Payne 1 and 2. I've never played Max Payne. That's something that maybe I'll get to at some point. Also, a Manhunt, never played it, never really even seen gameplay on it. And I'm probably still forgetting about some games. They used to put out a lot of games, and that's kind of dwindled down as the years have gone on. But I also just want to talk about, they're making GTA 6, putting pretty much all of their manpower into this game, but I really hope that at some point they can branch off into smaller teams like they used to do and still have that Rockstar quality, but be able to go back to some of these IP and franchises that we haven't seen in years, like a Bully or a Midnight Club. Red Dead, obviously, anybody would be excited if they went back to that. Everyone wants a Red Dead Redemption 3, but people kind of forget that there's a Red Dead Revolver, so the series is Red Dead. They could make another Red Dead game and it not have the same characters that we all love. It'd be a different story, maybe a different setting, kind of. They could do something with Red Dead, but I really want to see a new Bully, Midnight Club, LA Noire, maybe even a new IP. I just want to see this talented team kind of branch off, maybe work on multiple games at once after GTA 6, and just see what they can do with what they have. I think what they have is very exciting. They can do a lot with it, and I really hope that after GTA 6 comes out, hopefully before the end of the decade, we get at least 1 or 2 smaller kind of games from Rockstar, whether it be from existing franchises or maybe even new IP. I really doubt it just based on what we've seen the last couple of years, but I can always hope. So that is going to be it for the video. I just wanted to sit and talk about and kind of round up all the news that we've gotten in the last week about GTA 6 and also talk about Rockstar. I have a lot to say, and I think it's a very interesting conversation that can be had there with how they handle games. And also I talked about franchises. Are they going to go back? I want to play them, stuff like that. Kind of hit on a lot of things in this video. That's kind of what I wanted to do. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for some reviews coming soon, and I'll catch you later.